To build anything that truly lasts, it takes time.
The story of the day, Anjali, has been Trump tariff threat. Now the deadline in looming, 9th July, just few hours left, and Trump has actually given the ultimatum already. Actually, Donald Trump seems to be backing down from his tough tariff stance. An executive order delays the tariff imposition to August 1st, giving targeted nations weeks to respond. From next month, the US is saying that new tariff rates will be applicable on imports from at least 14 countries, including major Asian economies like Japan, South Korea, Malaysia and Thailand. Tariff rates will range from 25% all the way up to 40%, depending on the country, with the highest duties hitting imports from Laos and Myanmar. Trump posted signed letters on social media outlining these new rates, saying adjustments might be considered based on bilateral ties. However, it is unclear if the base tariffs of 10% will remain.
Well, as Donald Trump has announced new tariffs on these 14 nations, he did say that US is close to making a deal with India. Listen in.
Now we've made a deal with United Kingdom, we've made a deal with China, we've made a deal, we're close to making a deal with India. Others we met with and we don't think we're going to be able to make a deal, so we just send them a letter. If you want to play ball, you have to, this is what you have to pay. So as far as I'm concerned, we're done. We're sending out letters to various countries telling them how much tariffs they have to pay. Some will maybe adjust a little bit depending if they have a cause. We're not going to be unfair about it.
So clear-cut deadline coming in from Donald Trump, but India could soon finalize a trade deal with Washington as Trump intensifies pressure on countries, and that is by issuing formal tariff notices. My colleague Sumita is joining with more details on this story.
Right, Aisha. So definitely all eyes on whether there will be a deal, whether that announcement will come tonight or not. In fact, GTRI suggests that, these issues that India and the United States had, they are being worked out. And of course, a deal could come in soon. And essentially, this is what we are hearing from multiple quarters, given the fact that July 9th was supposed to be the deadline. Before that, that deal should have happened. Sources also suggest that now India may have a negotiation window till August 1 if deal specifics are not really favoring India's sectors. Remember, India has put a strong stance forward with respect to protecting sectors like, for instance, e-commerce, agriculture overall, dairy, of course, GM crops as well, and of course, to a significant extent, autos as well. And we are also understanding from sources that since this is a mini deal, a larger deal will be worked out during the fall of this year, the first tranche. And this time around, there could be a possibility that India could end up paying higher levies. However, government has insisted that it is protecting its metals, autos, agriculture and dairy sectors, and in no way that this deal is going to, impact the interests of its communities, industry as well. And we are also given to understand from sources that as far as autos is concerned, where the government is not very keen on reducing tariffs in the auto sector, sources have suggested that at least that will not happen, at least till the entire duration of PLI scheme concludes. And as of now, India is unlikely to offer additional concessions on ongoing trade negotiations. Remember, these alerts and these information bits that we're picking up, this is after Donald Trump announced steep tariffs on 14 countries, and that includes Thailand, Myanmar, Bangladesh, South Korea and Japan. And of course, Donald Trump has said that these tariffs will come into effect starting August 1.
Right. Thanks for those details, Sumita. And while countries have been slapped with these tariffs, India will have an upper edge than most of these countries in tariff implications and might bag a good deal. That's the view coming in from Ajay Sahai of Federation of Indian export organizations. He also talks about the negotiation and how it is easier before the tariff comes into force. Listen in.
There is not much difference except for some of the countries, Laos and Myanmar, where they have reduced the tariff to 40%. This was something which was unexpected line because if you look into the transshipment clause into US Vietnam FTA, they have put it at 40%. So I was expecting that on ASEAN countries where transshipment is possible, they will not like to keep a duty above 40%. Coming back to India, I think the very fact that they will be imposing these tariffs from 1st of August now will give little more elbow room to the negotiator. We already are inching towards a BTA, and there may be few contentious issues, as rightly pointed out, you relating to GM food or agriculture or dairy products. Probably that gives us little more time to the negotiator to sort out those issues. I'm particularly of the view that we will be able to get a good deal, and looking into some of these tariffs which have been imposed on these countries, we will have much more comparative advantage also.